is Donald Trump wins people who don't like to think about politics, right? That's very, very clear in all the polling. If you follow the news, you voted for the Democrats, by and large. If you don't follow the news, you voted for him. And I'm not saying that that means that people who voted for him are less smart or anything like that, but the problem the Democrats have, the problem that Andrew's argument has, that my argument has, that your argument has, is how do you reach people? It's not even really, I think, that the problem is people hear that the Venezuelan gang members are being deported. And
I'm actually going to try to unite this country, and I'm starting at the end of the month. I'm taking Bill Maher to the White House for dinner.
Yes, this is what Laura sent out on X. The fact that Maher is visiting the White House to meet with President real Donald Trump is insane, in my opinion, and it is a total slap in the face to the MAGA base and Trump loyalists. For years, Maher has viciously attacked President Trump and spread lies about him and his supporters. I even have an upcoming depositions with Maher in California in April because he falsely accused me of having an affair with President Trump, and so I sued him. Why would someone who has been as derogatory toward Melania and someone who has tried to ruin the life of Trump loyalists with vicious lies be invited to meet with President Trump? She is fuming on social media about this. Like, why would this happen? Like, you saw this video at the beginning. This is Chris making sure like he will invite Maher to the White House, and this happened.
I'm actually going to try to unite this country, and I'm starting at the end of the month. I'm taking Bill Maher to the White House for dinner. This guy who's done nothing but talk smack about the president since day one. But he's a comedian too.
Yeah.
And, I can have conversations with him, if you don't get into Trump, because I'm like, I freaking love him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't. I'm like, let's talk about other things. We can find common ground. He's actually, more reasonable than a lot of people on the right would think.
I think
especially the last maybe 4 years or whatever. So I said to him, I was doing his podcast, and I said, if I can hook you guys up, this, that, and the other. And trust me, there's a lot more people deserving at that table, for dinner. So it's a big deal to me to, bring him there and even have the president be like, yeah, do it. Let's do it. I go, man, what would it say to this country? Let's start at the top where you very public figures, him, television comedian, you president of the free world. We could just break bread, have some laughs, take a picture and be like, hey, we don't agree on everything, but we got along. Does that start to send a message to people, or do they just think I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
Does Bill Maher look soft for going? Does Trump look weak? Like, I'm like, man, I think we just got to start somewhere like there and be like, look, man, we just had dinner. We had some laughs, we had fun. Like, maybe call that family member that you got into it over politics, or that person, at the school that, you don't like to talk to anymore that you used to have a coffee with in the morning. Maybe just get back with him and be like, look, man, it's okay. Everybody calm down a little bit.
Yes, when you take a look at this, someone replied to Laura Loomer after going off because Maher is visiting the White House. Okay, Laura, I like much of what you do in exposing conflict and producing the receipt. This is where you go off the rail. We MAGA don't see this as a slap in the face. We see this as Laura being pissed off because she has special enmity and a lawsuit against Maher. Now it's Maher snake. Sure, we all know that, as does Trump. But this is a great opportunity for Trump to administer some truth serum and some of our premier-rich group he can normally never talk to. He's not only good at this, he is the best we have ever had. You need to separate your personal baggage from the larger issues. If you don't, you will end up in a desert of irrelevancy, and that will be too bad. That will be a loss. Please don't go there. This is someone advising Laura Loomer honestly. If you disagree with someone, if you have the opportunity, allow the person to be able to talk in your face. Maybe, who knows, Maher can change his mind to be MAGA. Yeah, he has been vowed, I cannot be, but seeing him going to the White House is something. We should not have a problem with that.
Is there anything that you think Trump has done right?
Yeah, I think cracking down on fentanyl, making sure our borders are stronger. Look, nobody thinks that illegal immigration is appropriate.
So it was just announced that Bill Maher
will be visiting the White House to meet Donald Trump. Apparently, this was facilitated by Kid Rock. Now, I've been saying this about Bill Maher for several years now. I think he's a phony. I think he's two-faced. I think he's fake. He's certainly very intelligent. He's talented. But I secretly think there might be a possibility that Bill Maher has wanted to be MAGA for quite some time now. He's moved to the right on a lot of different issues. So I think he deserves to be getting a lot of shit for this. And I'm extremely disappointed in him. Why would you want to meet Donald Trump? Unless it was a one-on-one meeting where behind closed doors you could say whatever you want to him, it seems like he wants to mingle with Donald Trump. Why do I say that? Because their mutual friend Kid Rock has facilitated this, and it's probably going to be a friendly encounter. I actually think Bill Maher is full of shit. I think he's lost all credibility for doing this, and I'm extremely disappointed in him.
The real reason that the Democrats are floundering right now is because President Trump won by convincing millions of people like me who were Democrats our whole life that he is the inheritor of the values that we hold very dear. So for most of the 20th century, the Democrats represented the working class. Their whole agenda was built around the idea that if you work hard, you should have access to the American dream. And the Republicans were the party of big business, country clubs, trickle-down economics, foreign interventions, right? The Democrats were anti-war. And remember when the Democrats they believed abortion should be safe, legal, and rare? They were social moderates. That was the winning formula for the American working class, socially moderate, against war, anti-war, and economically populist. Remember, it was the Democrats who believed that we should control the border to protect working class wages. This was their view for most of the 20th century. And what happened was they abandoned all of those values and the entire working class to cater to the over-credentialed college elites with their far-left views and then the dependent poor. And they abandoned labor. And what President Trump did was he inherited a party from Reagan that was socially conservative, believed in foreign interventions, and believed in big business, trickle-down economics, free trade. And he said, we're not doing any of that. The entire working and middle class of this country, 70% of Americans, have no party. We, the GOP, are going to be their party. He said we're going to be anti-war. We're going to be protectionist on the economy. We're going to not do free trade anymore. We're going to protect the labor of the American worker, and we're going to be socially moderate.
Do you see anyone, I mean, right now we're seeing AOC and Bernie Sanders on a tour pushing, leftist populism. Do you see anyone on the left reclaiming your vote as a MAGA leftist?
No, I really don't, because when AOC and Bernie go out there and say, we are the real left, we are against the establishment Democrats, what is their economic answer? It's more welfare. It's raise taxes on the rich and redistribute that and make everybody poor and dependent. Working class people hate that. They don't want to live off the government. They want an economy like the one that President Trump is building.
This is beautiful. I like what she is doing. She was a Democrat, and along the way, after observing what Democrats are doing, she changed her mind. Yeah. The other day, she challenged this same Bima. I think I did a segment about that. Bima thought maybe she would change her mind she made it clear, like I cannot, the direction in which the Democrat Party has tilted, I can no longer continue. That was a good move. When you take a look at people like this video of this guy saying, oh, Bima should be cancelled for visiting the White House. This is a Democrat for sure. I know that it is ridiculous. Because you disagree with people doesn't mean that you have to go to that extent not to talk to them in real life. This is politics. We are not even longer talking about politics again. Trump is a president and you have to be comfortable with it. Whether you like it or not, the time of campaign is over. So people saying Maher should not visit the White House, to me it's not right. Because he's receiving on both sides. People on the right are complaining. People on the left are complaining. So you get the point. Laura, on the other hand, to me, that was not really okay because you have a personal problem with Maher. It doesn't mean he should not be able to go and see the president. Trump is the president for all. Remember, he's not more the president for maybe just the MAGA movement. It is for everybody. And the White House is for everybody. whether you like it or not. Thank you guys for been sharing on my videos. God bless you abundantly. If you see any clip after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithms.
The controversies surrounding Disney's Snow White remake show that we are still in the thick of the culture wars. Oh, have we been following the Snow White?
Actually, the first time hearing of this.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good for you.
Well, the two stars are Gal Gadot,
Happy for you.
who she was in the Israeli Defense Forces. She's Israeli. And then Rachel Zegler plays Snow White. I think Gal plays the... I
mean, you must have a feeling in your gut.
Or fuel on the fire that there's a potential.
The economy added 16 points.
Your show's on YouTube.
It's a
now.
different mechanism. It's the same thing, though.
Let me ask you your opinion on this. Saturday Night Live, 50th anniversary.
It's the same thing that when I see not all black Republicans, but I see a black MAGA person who is carrying Donald Trump's water and they know that he's lying. It is the shortest line to the front. Because if you're black and you're whatever, you're just in line with a bunch of other Democrats that are doing the same thing that you're doing.